If one of the 36 people joining us at home already could give us an extra thumbs up to make sure that we're coming through loud and clear. Thank you. It's Saturday night. Good night to watch some playoff hockey here in the National Capital Junior Hockey League. Second round, Game 7 between Kanata Kings and your Westport Rideaus here at the Jacques Charon Arena. Almeida, La Victoire, Bowditch, and Morin, the officiating crew. For the Kanata Kings, Dinsdale, O'Leary, Beauchamp, Sheehan, Kennedy, Picard, Peck, Brown, Rickard, Lang, Levchenko, Evans, Jeanveau, Colley, Peloso, Nose, Hurdle, Montcalm, Kahn, Perron, Shale, Brown, Cruz, Shaughnessy, Fiorenza, and Paget. Head coach Derek Kellern. Assistant coaches Scott Goodfellow, Sean O'Leary. Trainer Carl Caron. And general manager Haley Ross. And for your Westport Rideaus, number 31, Ben Spicer. Number 33, Tyke Mossman. Number 2, Ethan Mueller. Number 3, Nolan Campbell. Number 4, Noah McGlade. Number 5, Adam Vio. Number 6, Logan Chason. Number 7, Nathan Green. Number 8, Patty Finn. Number 11, Jack Leonard. Number 12, Lane Morency. Number 13, Gavin Merkley. Number 14, Lucas Hanna. Number 15, Ty Empey. Number 16, Robert Onion. Number 18, Ben Pelado. Number 19, Connor Jackson. Number 21, Thomas McLean. Number 22, Regan Donnelly. Number 24, Cohen Campbell. Number 25, Chad Carroll. Number 26, Noah Sear. Number 27, Ethan Fowler. Number 71, Tyson Virch. Number 81, Jack Story. Number 91, Braden Below. Head coach, Steve Merkley. Assistant coach, Jeff Seed, Tim Seed. Trainer, Willie Wilson, Mike Dyer. General manager, Jeff Snow. And junior equipment manager, Camden Hudson. And Phil and Tim here, bringing you the game on the road. Now the Rideaus have been here before. Last year, they were at home for Game 7. They're going to bring some energy tonight. Finn ahead to Below. Knocked back. And that not offside, says Bowditch. And that attempt to go around the back of the net, off the Kings forward. Again, I'll apologize to the Kings fans that there's no numbers on the sleeves, so it makes it difficult to know who's who. And that comes back through center. And the first big hit by Morency. Donnelly going off on a change. That was no icing, says Morin. Jackson circling in front of the net, and the Kings look to break out. On the bigger ice, they like to go with that long stretch pass to try to get behind the Rideaus D. Cruz now across the blue line, knocked aside by Carroll. Behind the net, McLean has his man, and now out comes Leonard. Leonard's pass off to King Stips, but Sear gets it into the offensive zone, and now Cruz turns it back, and he'll get it deep. Spicer out and touches that up for McLean. Around it comes for Leonard. Leonard doesn't get there in time. Colley beats him. And now Leonard to Jackson, to Sear, back to Jackson. Jackson around a man. He looks for help, throws it to the net. Sear couldn't get a stick on it. McLean keeps it deep. Now Sear behind the net with Leonard. Leonard puts it back to McLean. Quick shot, wide of the net. Campbell steps in. He gets it going towards the net. Rebound covered up by O'Leary. Much bigger crowd here in Kanata tonight. There were over 275 in Westport last night. Morin sending the Kings center from the face-off dot. And Lang gets a hold of it. It's turned back in by Campbell, and then Shale gets it deep. That's Vio sidesteps a hit. Vio's hooked up. Almeida giving his first warning of the night. That's off a stick, so no icing. Fowler on the forecheck. And it looks like Peloso coming out. Peloso to Evans. Evans across the blue, and he throws it wide of the net. Vio to the far side to Pelado. Pelado can't get it deep. And that will get deep. And the forwards will go off on a change. Back comes Shaughnessy across the blue line. That puck picked up by Finn. Finn gets it to Campbell. And that's put back in by Kennedy. Now the puck comes to neutral ice, thrown right back in. going well wide, but Spicer stops it for Carroll. Carroll hard off the boards, and it gets out. Spicer stops it again, this time for Finn. Finn to Carroll. Carroll up for Empey. It jumped his stick. Now Shaughnessy turns it back, but it's caught there by Virch. Virch's shot wide of the net. Finn puts it in behind the net. Virch being worked over. And now Campbell. It comes loose on this side. Empey takes his man into the boards. Now Virch battling, and that's thrown down the ice. Finn turns it back. Finn looking up ice for Below. That pass was a bit behind him. And now Donnelly coming back against Picard. Picard tried to go short side. And at 15:40, here in the first period, no score. Donnelly wins the draw. Campbell around the boards looking for Morency. That shot by Peloso. A hot hop off the backboards, but Spicer calmly gets the pad down and covers up for the whistle. Face-off will be to Spicer's right. Sear wins the draw. McLean can't get good wood. And now Campbell to Jackson to Sear. Sear gets it deep. Leonard in the corner. Throws it out front. Almost got O'Leary. O'Leary was out to play the puck. And now Cruz across the red line. Cruz shot right on, turned aside. Back to the line it goes. Long shot. And Ben Spicer with the glove. Changes made by both teams. And the Kings get control. They throw it into the corner. Behind the net. Carroll watching his man. That pass was too hot for anyone. O'Leary stopped that puck up. Peloso watched by Donnelly. And now Braden Below. Below tried to get it to Donnelly. Off the side of the net. Coming back, Carroll and Vio. Changing spots. And now Vio's pass for Onion intercepted by Evans. Now Vio, room to skate. Gets it ahead for Morency. And that pass by Peloso off Morin. Carroll now off the boards. Looking for Onion. No icing as it went right past Peloso. Onion to Jackson. That went off two sticks. And now the Kings coming out. And a good job there by Finn. Brown back to the line. Peck shot. Loved by Spicer. The blue line's considerably farther out here than they are in Westport. Kennedy on the draw against Onion. Kennedy gets the win. That shot off the shoulder of Spicer, and another hot pass jumps the stick of the defenseman. McLean spins away from a man, The far side, Pelado had it for a moment. Another clearing attempt off a skate. But Pelado relieves the pressure. Spicer stops it for McLean. McLean to Pelado. And now the Kings put it back in. Offside, says Bodic. And now McLean off the boards for Onion. Onion gets it deep. Fowler on the forecheck. It goes the far side. McLean steps up, holds the line. Gets it into Onion. Onion out to Fowler. He's stick checked by Cruz. Now Cruz coming back, and he'll throw it in deep behind Spicer on the far side. Now Cruz behind the net, watched by two men. Shaughnessy gets the puck down to Cruz. And now Spicer covers up. We'll have another face-off at 12-11 here in the first. End-to-end action. Kanata Kings 0, Westport no score. Kings win the draw. That shot going high, but Spicer gets an arm on it anyway. Caron over to his defense partner Peloso. He throws it ahead, and Hurdle gets it in deep. Vio with room to skate. Vio ahead for Virch. He tips it, but Peloso sends it back in. That could be a glove pass. No, says Almeida. And Spicer will glove that down. Congratulations to the yellow team, winners of the Young Timers tournament today. I'm told they'll be joining us from the Cove tonight. That shot right in the middle of the W. Sear on the draw against Picard. Picard pushes it ahead. And Spicer with another save. Face off in the same dot. And the draw won by the Kings. That shot off a couple of bodies. And wide of the net. Jackson now behind his own net. He throws it back for Carroll. Carroll backhands it ahead for Sear. And Vio knocks it to the corner. Carroll gets a hold of it. He throws it around for Leonard. Leonard chips it past Shaughnessy. Leonard on Jeanvaux. Now Leonard on the forecheck. Turn back, Sear. Fans on the dump. And Carroll now in the corner. He doesn't get good wood on it. Jeanvaux can't get by Carroll. Now Jackson. Muscled into the corner by Peck. Vio gets a hold of it. Gets it ahead for Sear. And that was gloved down as it crossed the line. Leonard. 3-on-1. Leonard shoots. Rebound. Came right out past Sear. Jackson on the back check. Sear now. Around a man. Sear was looking to get off. This line has been out there for a while, and Campbell will get it deep, and the forwards can change. Morency on the forecheck. And now Virch comes out to the line, and it's knocked away by Lang. Lang throws it around the net, stopped up by Spicer. And that shot off the outside of the net. Another shot off a body in front, and Peloso can't hold the line. Long dump in, comes around to the near boards. Evans, his shot gloved by Campbell. Campbell looking for below on the far side. It went through everybody, even O'Leary. Now Virch getting it deep. Morency throwing it back for Virch. Virch loses it to Carroll. And now the Kings come out 2-on-2. Brown zigs and zags. And he's pushed off the puck by Below. That puck hit a couple of players and Below going off on the change. Fiorenza can't get it deep and it's turned back. Fowler has the stick slashed from his hand. No arm in the air. Fowler off the glass and out it comes. That's Peck. Back behind his goalie, over to Fiorenza. Back to Peck. Into the corner. Fowler keeps it deep. And the Kings get it out on the extra effort. Carroll puts it in. Looked like it was going wide, but O'Leary stopped it anyway. Back it comes. Doesn't get out. Onion, his shot off the stick of the sliding defenseman. Fowler, he'd like that one back. Carroll gets it going towards the net, but it's knocked away by the Kings defenseman. Now around it comes to Carroll again. Shot towards the net off a shin pad. And Brown was away. Carroll in pursuit. McLean throws it up through the middle. That goes off a shin pad and in. Carroll, that'll be an icing. Fowler won't get the change. .36 remaining here in the first. Still no score. Onion wins the draw. Puck comes around for Fowler. Fowler chips it by one man, but can't get it by two. Onion gets it to the line, but not out. Now McLean throws it up through center as a couple players needed to change. Fowler gets it deep. And the Kings will throw in an icing. Almeida and La Victoire haven't needed their whistles yet tonight. And a shot by Leonard. Hit the top of the boards and hopped the plexiglass. Just over 7 minutes remaining here in the first period. Knotted at 0. Picard tossed from the face-off dot. And draw controlled by the Rideaus. In around the boards it goes. Jackson. Jackson around Carroll. He tried to get it out for Sear. Kept in there by Vio. That comes, Leonard gets a shot. Kicked aside by O'Leary, and the rebound right to Finn. His shot a little high. Now Sear looking for Leonard. And the Kings come back 3-on-2. Jackson back to help out his defenseman. Leonard now on the puck. Comes back to the line, a big clapper. And Leonard on Peck. Leonard on Peck, shot high, blocker side. Leonard throws it out front. And Sear can't get to it. Levchenko across the blue. He has the puck knocked away by Finn. That pass into the shin pads of Shaughnessy. Campbell across to Finn. Finn puts it ahead for Below. Below across the blue line. And he's tripped up. Hurdle throws his hands up but his stick was stuck between the legs of below. Little hard to argue that one. So the first power play of the night goes to the Rideaus, here with 5:42 remaining in the first. Morency, Onion, below, Virch, and Vio. Picard, Evans. And that clearing attempt corralled by Morency. He goes to the top to Vio. Vio to Morency. He looks back door, back to the top. That shot tipped 2 or 3 times. And the Kings relieve the pressure. Picard on Vio. Vio still with the puck. Picard still chasing. Vio gets across the red line, across the blue line, over to Virch. Virch to Morency. It was between his wickets. And now Evans throws it down the ice. Vio watched by Evans. To Morency. Morency across the red line, and he'll throw it into the corner. He gets there first, but Shaughnessy muscles him off the puck. And down the ice it goes. Spicer stops it up for McLean. McLean ahead to Morency. Morency to Sear. Sear looking for Leonard. And now Leonard bumped off the puck. And the Kings again send it down the ice. 30 seconds remaining in the power play. Spicer ahead to Jackson. Jackson gains the zone. Jackson still with the puck. He gets it to Leonard. Leonard shot off a stick and off a shin pad. Sear now pressuring. Jackson keeps it in at the line. He goes back door to Morency. Morency back to Jackson. His shot off a body in front. And the Kings clear. 5 seconds to go in the power play. And now McLean looks ahead. Sear tips it into the corner. Leonard on the forecheck on Peloso. Peloso goes D to D. And coming up the far side, that would have been an icing if it were not on net. So at 3:25, still no score between the Kanata Kings and the Westport Rideaus here at the Jacques Charon Arena. Scrambled draw, and the Rideaus clear the zone. Back up to the blue line it goes. D to D pass by the Kings. Peloso with it now. Back to his partner. Ahead to Picard. Picard doesn't get it deep. Campbell around the net. Looking for Fowler. Fowler gets it ahead for Onion. That'll be an icing. Oh, yes it will, says Morin. Onion on the draw against Cruz, I believe. Nope, Cawley. Now Fowler trying to chip it by Shaughnessy. Campbell behind his net for Finn. There's Cruz. That centering attempt off a skate. And around the net it goes again. Campbell on Cruz. With Fowler, it comes back to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy's shot high. Pelado gets it to center. And Pelado maybe should have tripped on Peck's stick, the diving Peck. Pelado turns it back. Shaughnessy now. And the Rideaus, Shaughnessy down. Campbell coming out of his own end. Gets it to below. Below around a man. And going to the corner. Shaughnessy watching him. On the near side, Morency and Cruz bump. Into the corner. Cruz now. Cruz coming across the blue. Now the red. He throws it in and goes off for a change. Vio spins. Gets it to Virch. Virtually. Fiorenza throws it back for Kennedy. And Vio gets that back to Peloso. D-to-D pass. And that's thrown ahead and tipped. And the Kings will make some changes. Carroll behind the net. Carroll to Below. Below gets it to the line, but not out. But it was awfully close. And Spicer covers up for the whistle with 1 minute and 11 seconds. First period taking less than 30 minutes to play. End-to-end action. Only one penalty so far. That was the trip to the Kings. And that draw back to Shaughnessy, who goes D-to-D. That long shot knocked away by Spicer. Back to the top to Peck. He goes, oh, and Campbell. Campbell getting to the red line. Campbell getting across the blue line. Puck underneath the sprawling Evans. Sear ahead for Campbell. Back to McLean. McLean ahead for Leonard. Leonard, Evans, Jackson, and Shale all bundled up. Leonard gets it into the offensive zone. 30 seconds. Leonard on the forecheck. Around it comes to Shale. That Shale's pass back right on O'Leary with 23.6 seconds to go. We see there's 115 devices joining us. We'd love to know how many eyeballs on each device. Again, if you put that in the comments, somebody will see it. It won't be us. Sear on the draw. The Kings get it to the line. They don't get past Carroll. That was Levchenko. And back through center. 10 seconds to go in the period. Sear turns it up ice. Sear for Leonard. Leonard's shot off the stick and into the corner. And that'll do it for the first period. So as there's only one door here for the players to leave, they're letting the visiting team exit first. And after 20 minutes of play here at the Jacques Charron Arena, we are knotted at 0-0. We'll see you back here in 10 minutes. Welcome back to the Jack Sharon Arena here in Kanata, Ontario. New home to the Kanata Kings of the National Capital Junior Hockey League, where today the hometown Kings are hosting the visiting Westport Rideaus in Game 7 of this series. The winner of tonight's game will go on to play the Van Cleek Hill Cougars in the finals. Will the Kings be crowned? Will the Rideaus romp? We've got 40 minutes to decide. Not much work for the officials in the first period. Both teams knowing that a penalty could be costly. La Victoire, Almeida, Morin, and Bowditch. The officials. Almeida ready to drop the puck. And the Kings. Peloso to Caron. Back to Peloso. Back to Caron. And that came ahead for Cruz. No icing, says Bowditch. Merkley wanting an explanation. He won't get one. And Finn behind the net for Vio. Vio still with the puck. He goes off the glass for below. And back it goes into the Rideaus zone. Spicer stops it up for Vio. Vio to below. Below, hassled by Jeanvaux. And Jeanvaux brings it back to his own end. And that clearing attempt off stick. Leonard with a shot. O'Leary with the save. Finn, D to McLean. McLean looking for Sear. Sear will get it deep. And O'Leary out to stop that puck. Now his defenseman coming out. Throws it ahead. And Picard gets around McLean. Carroll on Picard. Now McLean gets it ahead. Kept it at the line. That shot going wide. But Spicer puts a blocker on it. Sear now looking ahead for Leonard. Didn't quite get there. Intercepted by Shaughnessy. Now Carroll getting it ahead. Jackson, he has to wait. Oh, Sear going to change. He has an equipment issue with his skate. Onion against Evans here. Face off just outside the Kings zone. Evans tossed. Almeida and Lang. Almeida giving Pelado and Lang a warning. And the draw kept in by Onion. Onion shot controlled by O'Leary. Onion wins the draw, back to McLean. McLean shot off a body in front, it bounces. It comes back to McLean again. McLean shoots wide, and now Shale gets it deep. McLean behind the net. That shot right on. Rideaus clear. Now the Rideaus doing a much better job tonight of clearing pucks from their own end. That was an issue in last night's loss. In a series like this, it's often correcting those little errors that makes the difference. Vio ahead for below, and that missed everybody. And an icing call. Draw will come to the right of Spicer. We had a report that the broadcast might be a little blurry. We are working off a phone. There's no Wi-Fi here, so it looks crystal clear on our end. We hope you're enjoying it anyway, blurry or not. Below gets it deep, gets around Caron. Now Morency looks back to the line. Campbell's long shot off a shin pad, but Campbell keeps it in. Tries to get it ahead for Below. Campbell again for Virch this time. Knocked out of the sky by Firenze. Across it goes, and Spicer gets a blocker on it. Spicer without a helmet. The Rideaus players appealing to the official. La Victoire talking it over with Almeida. So the face-off coming out of the zone, as it was the Kings player that dislodged the net. But no penalty for dislodging the helmet of the Rideaus goaltender. Draw won by the Rideaus. Finn across to Carroll. Carroll gets to the red line, and he'll get it. Morin blows the whistle, so it must be an offside. No. Over the glass. Draw won by the Kings. They come around their own net. That puck knocked down by Leonard. He gets it to Sear. Sear's shot. Oh, Sear with another opportunity, but it was on the heel of his stick. And now the Kings come back. Kings turn. Jackson throws it up for Sear. Now to Leonard. Sear lost a glove. Carroll gets it to the blue ice for Jackson. And the Rideaus swarming. Leonard gets it into Jackson. Jackson spins, gets it back to the line to Carroll. His shot off a body and over to Finn. Finn back to Carroll. He didn't get much wood on that one, and the Kings will break out. Kings coming back 3-on-2. Jackson back to help the defenseman. And Jackson will pick up the puck. Jackson ahead to Sear. Sear throws it through the middle, but it's gloved down there by Cruz. Cruz across the blue line, and his shot off the skate of Carroll. Carroll behind the net, took a funny bounce there. Now comes to the line to Carroll. That's steered aside by Spicer. And that shot. .15:25 remaining here in the second period. Still no score to report. Draw controlled by Rideaus. And out they come. Below across the blue line. Throws it ahead for Verch. Verch trying to get it back to Below. He's bumped off the puck. And it gets to the line. Kept in momentarily. Verch back to help his defenseman. Shot kicked aside by Spicer. Nets off the moorings. And now the official sees. Not a deep peg in the ice here at the Jacques Chiron Arena. And the goaltenders are taught to push off their posts, so there's not a lot of resistance there. Draw controlled by the Rideaus. Campbell ahead to Verch. Verch can't get it out, but Campbell does on the second attempt. Caron comes in, gets it into center. That puck goes off a stick, off a skate, and into the corner. Now Below. Braden Below looking for Verch with the backhand pass. And a big hit there. Shale trying to hit Below. And that puck rolled, and that will be an icing. It rolled right along the top of the boards. So the face-off will be in the Kings zone to the right of O'Leary. Scrambled draw. Kings get possession. Comes to Vio. Vio goes into Onion. Onion back to the line to Carroll. His shot just wide. Shale tries to get out. Carroll keeps it in again. And now it's a one-on-one. Shale's shot off the stick of Vio into the corner. Onion behind his own net to Carroll. And now Carroll with control. Carroll across the red line, across the blue line. He throws the puck right on O'Leary. And Pelado to Carroll. His shot hit with a high stick by somebody. Surprised that wasn't whistled down. Pelado knocked to the ice, but he's back up quick. Pelado kicks it ahead to the stick. Looks for Onion. Onion now into the corner for Fowler. Fowler throws it through the blue ice, and it went by everybody. Pelado down for Onion. And the Kings knock it loose. They're coming back 3-on-2. And knocked away there by Finn. Paddy Finn with a good defensive play there. That comes ahead for Fiorenza. And that's off the boards and out. And Vio takes a shot from behind. And the Rideaus looking to make changes. And a man down. Vio lost an edge. But Finn kept the puck to the side, and that pass will, oh, that would have been too many men. No ice, says the linesman. Now Vio with a poor decision there. And now Vio without a stick, but Sear, no pressure on him. He gets to center and throws it in deep and takes a late hit. That puck was gone a long time. Jackson bodies Picard. D-to-D pass. And ahead to Jean Vaux. And the Rideaus bench looking for an offside call there. Peck throws it towards the net. That hit Jackson. Leonard looking for Sear. He's got him. Sear all alone. Yeah. Noah Sear with a dandy move on O'Leary. So the missed offside doesn't hurt so much now. And at 11:50, the Rideaus strike first. Morency and Colley in the face-off dot. Below gets the puck ahead. Behind the net it goes. Virch on the forecheck. And Peloso puts it into the mesh. The Rideaus fans coming alive here. Draw won by the Kings. They got a funny bounce. And that's an icing. Sear from Jackson. I didn't hear the second assist. Again, the Kings win that draw. Morency hard on his man, comes up with the puck. Below, over to Virch. Virch's shot, wide of the net. Below, and now Morency. Morency comes up with the puck, gets it back. And now the Kings. No icing, says Bowditch. No, that was Morin. .55 remaining here in the second period. Halfway through the game. And the Rideaus lead 1-0. We're up to 134 viewers at home. Glad you could join us. And Leonard gets it ahead for Jackson. And through center it comes. Jackson on the forecheck. And it's flipped up through center. And Picard hassled, and it's thrown up through center again. Both teams looking for the stretch pass now. Carroll ahead for Leonard. Leonard gains the zone. Leonard tried to hit Sear in the high slot. Jackson gloves that back, but Jean Vaux, Carroll relieves him of the puck. And now the Kings, that shot off a stick and a bouncing puck covered up by Spicer. Rideaus clinging to a 1-goal lead here. Just under half a game to go. Draw comes back to the line. Long shot, well wide of the net. Behind the net to Evans. Evans back out through the slot. Fowler picks that up. Fowler wrestled to the ground. Lang back to his defenseman. Up the far side. Pelado now. Fowler gets it ahead for Onion. Onion on Peck. Onion, Peck, and Pelado battling for that puck in the corner. In comes the second Kings player. Gets to the line. That shot by McLean. Steered aside. Onion in the grasp of Shaughnessy there. Now Fowler and Pelado. Cross to Paget. Vio keeps Paget from escaping. Pelado behind the net, throws it, and McLean was watching the trailing Kings player. So into the corner it goes, and the Rideaus make a couple of Almeida giving warnings to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy taking some liberties with Pelado and then having words with Vio. Pushed ahead by Morency. That should be an icing. So the Rideaus gain another 100 feet of ice off that face-off. Draw to the left of O'Leary. Morin says, my bad. And that's a high stick, but Finn gets a hold of it. So, and Finn loses an edge. Finn with good body position there. And Campbell relieves the pressure momentarily, but Caron, that'll be a glove pass. Except Caron touched it first. So Fiorenza had to wait for his line mate to clear. Now Below comes in, looking pass all the way. It gets to the line, and that'll be an offside. McLean and Carroll out with Sear, Jackson, and Leonard. Jean Vaux, Peck, Picard. Answer for the Kings. McLean keeps it in. Now Leonard working. He's relieved of his stick. That shot by McLean. Rebound, still loose. But the Kings relieve the pressure. Thrown back in. The Rideaus had to clear. Now Jackson on the forecheck. Kept in at the line by McLean. Jackson hooked up. And a bad pass. Coming back the other way. 2-on-2. That shot off the blocker of Spicer. A jump puck. Another puck out in the front. Peck now. He's stick check from behind. And now McLean tips it past Picard. It gets to the line but not out. To the other corner. That shot towards the net, and Jackson makes the save. He does everything else. Sear did a good job to hold up. And then Peck comes in and hits Sear when the puck was long gone. Leonard still with the puck, throws it down for, is that Onion? Onion to Vio. Vio's shot, loose, still loose. Is that Picard or Peck down? And now Fowler down, and back comes Peck. Peck across the blue line. Levchenko now, can't get past Onion, but now he does. Levchenko in the slot. And that Spicer makes the save. 5:55 left here in the second period. Kanata Kings 0. Westport Rideaus 1. And the Rideaus win the draw. Campbell looking for Below. He finds him. Below across for Morency. It went off his skate. No icing, says Morin. And now Below in the corner. Back for Morency. To Below. They've got Virch in the slot. They get it back to Campbell. He's a slapper. Kicked aside by O'Leary. Vio in, Virch covering. And ahead it goes for Cruz. Campbell knocks that puck off Cruz's stick. Out to the far side. Cruz winds up. That puck off Campbell. He was down for a moment. That shot had to hurt. Campbell on his feet. Caron. Morency. Below lifts the stick. And Cruz. Now Below gets it to the red line and he'll throw it in. O'Leary out to stop. And Morency hauled down behind the play trying to get off. On the far side, Carroll gets up ice for Onion and another late-ish hit. Almeida in a generous mood, giving out lots of warnings today. Not sure what the discussion is. Maybe where the face-off should be held. It'll be just outside the Rideaus zone. Evans and Onion in the circle. And Finn gets that back to neutral ice. Offside, says Morin. And now Carroll. Hard off the boards for Pelado. Pelado across the line. His centering pass off the stick of Peck. And Fowler has the puck jump his stick. Finn loses his lumber. Suppose it's not lumber anymore. That shot off the side of the net. Net off its moorings. Less than 4 minutes to go here in the second period. Campbell out, trying to work out that block shot. Draw one by the Kings. Gets to the line. Now to Peck. Peck shot, kicked aside. And Fowler throws it up through the middle. That will be an icing. But it allowed the Rideaus player to retrieve his stick. Onion wins the draw. Vio around the net for Fowler. Fowler looking up ice. Fowler gets to the red line and throws it in. Onion battling Caron. Colley getting it into the Rideaus corner. Vio watching him. Comes to the line. Caron Not sure that was a shot. It was more of a pass. And now Cyr legging it out to center. He'll throw it to the corner. Caron coughs up the puck, but he gets it back. On the far side, out to Cruz. Leonard on the puck. Now Cyr, and it's pushed ahead. Finn back in his own zone. He goes off the boards, and that goes all the way back to Caron. Caron ahead for Hurdle. We haven't heard his name much tonight. Cyr, the hopping puck. And it comes back Picard now behind his own net. Hurdle going off on the change. Off the boards. And Finn swing and a miss. Carroll hooked up, but he gets it back through neutral ice. Now Caron gets it in deep. Spicer stops it for Carroll. Carroll to Jackson. Jackson ahead for Finn. Finn not expecting that pass. He gets it into Kings territory. Now the Kings behind their own net. To the line. Carroll throws it at the net. And no icing, says Bowditch. Around it comes. And that hit a glove on the bench. So that should come back a zone. It was Kings player off the Kings bench. But we'll see. And it does come back one zone. Draw scrambled, but the Rideaus will get there first. Below his dump in off a body. Now Verch on the forecheck. Hops a stick. That should be another icing. No, says the linesman. Campbell. Now Morency. Morency behind Spicer. Morency around for Below. Below across the red line. He throws it ahead. Shaughnessy gets bumped. And to the far side, Campbell ahead for Morency. And Verch, and now, a lucky bounce there for the Kings. Fiorenza's centering pass, picked up by Verch. Now Below, rink wide. Hopped Morency's stick. Morency turns. Morency gets it ahead for Verch, who was trying to find Below. Vio stops it, but the Rideaus making changes. Had to hold up. Now he gets it in for Morency. Morency on the backhand, though. Gets it behind the net, looking for Leonard. Leonard leaves it in the corner. And the Kings get it to the line, but Campbell knocks that down. And then his shot off an ankle. And we have 21.2 seconds remaining here in the second. The Rideaus lead the Kings 1-0. A lot can happen in 20 seconds. Draw won by the Rideaus. They come over to McLean. His shot, rebound in front. He rips one off a body. Jackson again, he'll throw it in behind the net. 5 seconds to go. And that'll do it for the second period. So after 40 minutes of play, the Rideaus lead the Kings by a goal. We'll see you back here in 10 minutes. And welcome back to the Jack Sharon Arena, where in the next 20 minutes we'll decide who goes on to battle the Van Cleet Hill Cougars in the final. The Rideaus currently lead the Kings 1-0. 20 minutes left to play. And we're back. Ghost in the machine here. And Carroll's long shot goes wide, kept in at the far side by Vio. That comes back. Morency covering for his defenseman. Goes in behind Peloso. And now below rubs his man out. But the Rideaus can't hold the zone. Carroll across the blue line. He's bumped by Picard. And then he bumps back. The Kings get it to Evans at center. Evans across the blue line. His centering pass knocked away. Sear off the boards, gloved by Peck. Peck throws it in. It's offside. The Kings have to change. Jackson with some wet water. Of course, water's wet. With some wet ice there. Vio to Carroll. Carroll's pass off the skate of Lang. Lang again with the puck. Back to his defenseman. To the near side. That's Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy loses the puck to Leonard. But now Colley throws the puck in. Spicer out to stop that for Carroll. Carroll gets it around the corner, but Cruz is there. Cruz is centering a tapped off Carroll. Leonard showing some patience. Gets it ahead to Sear. And Sear will get it deep. No icing, says Morin. And both teams made changes. Pelado on the forecheck with Onion. And that could be an icing. And it is. $17:55. Here, remaining in the third, Rideaus lead the Kings 1-0. Colley wins the draw to the corner, but Pelado quick to get there. Onion knocks the puck off Colley. Puts it back for Pelado. He's rubbed against the boards. And now Hurdle gives it up. Onion sends it back in. But now the Kings come across the blue line, four abreast. Colley, his shot, gloved by Spicer. Hurdle was on the doorstep. Face off to the right of Spicer. Onion against Kennedy. Onion wins the draw. McLean around for Pelado. Pelado can't get it past his man on the first attempt, but he works hard to get it back. And Peloso turns that back. And now, whoa. Campbell blows a blade, but gets back up, and that's an offside. Campbell, a lanky player. He was there in our view, and then all of a sudden disappeared. Peloso with the puck to get it deep. Vio was going to go across the ice, but thought better of it. Vio again. Can't get past Kennedy. Now Virch does, and that shot off a couple of bodies. And it's into the corner. The Rideaus will get that to the line. Morin gonna call an icing, but Bodic waves them off. Morency on Peloso. And now the Kings coming out of their own end. That was gloved by Vio. Vio throws it in. O'Leary out to play the puck. And now the Kings coming up the near side. Up through center. Jean Vaux will beat that out. It was offside, say the Rideaus bench. And they might have an argument there. He was so far ahead. That shot, rebound, loose. And that shot off a body. Now Verch. Verch and Below. Below gets it into the offensive zone. Below 1-on-3, and he'll throw it deep and complete the line change. Leonard on the forecheck. Jackson to Sear. Sear shot, tipped in front. Jackson back to McLean. McLean shoots high, and the rebound hops the stick of Jackson. Now the Kings throwing it down the ice. Peloso and McLean collide back there. Picard out front to the calm Jackson. Leonard. Peloso comes in with a big hit but breaks a stick. And again, Jackson relieves the pressure. Back come the Kings. Up to Cruz. Cruz chips it past his man. The Rideaus get it back. Now the Kings looking rink wide for Shaughnessy. He chips it in. Campbell behind his own net. Campbell ahead for Sear. Sear across the red line. He'll throw it in, and they'll change. Some of them will change. Colley now with the puck. D to D to the winger. Now across for Cruz. Campbell knocks that back. Fowler takes a stick off the ear. Pelledo hooked up in the corner. Now Fowler and Pelledo working the defenseman. Lang off the boards, but it won't get out. Fowler throws it towards the net. It's off a shin pad. Campbell was coming in the far side, but now Cruz throws it in, and they will change. Vio throwing it up ice to Pelledo. Pelledo for Onion. His shot wide. Kept in by, no, not kept in by Fowler. But Fowler regains control, and he'll get it into the offensive zone. Pelledo the forechecker as his line mates were going off on a change. Peloso throws it in deep. Carroll around the net. Brown watching Carroll. Now Verch ahead for Morency. Morency gets it across with his second attempt. And now Verch back to Patty Finn. Finn ahead. Verch. And now Morency has to hop his stick. The Kings coming back. Kennedy through to center ice. Kennedy and his line mate almost. Now Brown, his shot high off the glass. Another long shot. And Spicer with the glove save. .13:01 remaining here in the third. We'll redo that face-off. Morency on the draw against Evans. Carroll around for Verch. Verch gets it through neutral ice. Below to Morency. His shot right on O'Leary. Oh. 12:45 remaining here in the third. Draw scrambled, and below had the puck on his stick but couldn't pull the trigger. Verch gets it deep. O'Leary out to play the puck. And now the Kings again with that stretch pass. But it hops. And Below turns it up ice. Below and Morency. Below drops for Morency. His shot over the shoulder, but also over the crossbar. Now Leonard. Leonard alone as the line mates were changing. Now Below back to the line to McLean. McLean to Campbell. Campbell shoots off a King and over the glass. .12:07 remaining in the third. Rideaus lead 1-0. Draw scrambled, and the Kings come up with it. Campbell turns that back. Kings are offside. McLean still with the puck. Gets it ahead for Jackson, who tips it in past Caron. Caron behind O'Leary. Caron ahead for Cruz. Cruz across the blue. His shot off the shin pad. And now Jackson for Leonard. Leonard goes cross ice, but it's gloved there by Caron. Now Jackson. And now Leonard. Cruz on the near boards. Cruz across center. Cruz looks to go around and Campbell with the hip check. And La Victoire calls a trip, but no call on the player taking out Spicer. That's a hard call to make in a game this close. So only the second penalty of the night. La Victoire giving his explanation. So the draw scrambled and sent the length of the ice. O'Leary out to play it for his defenseman. Peck leaves it for Evans. Evans back to Peck. Peck across the line, drops for Evans. They look to go cross ice. Vio gets control momentarily, and he pins the puck against the boards. 3 Kings below the red line. If they do get the puck, no one to pass to. Now Below watching Cawley. Now Vio goes back door to the top to Peck. To Cawley. Cawley behind the net. To Cruz. Behind the net again. Vio and Cawley battling. And Below with Evans. Below with good body position. More than half the penalty gone. Evans around. Morency will get that puck, and he'll get it down the ice. And all 4 penalty killers will change. O'Leary stops it for his defenseman. Peck spins. Now Cruz, watched by Jackson. Cruz up to Picard. Picard watched by Carroll. Picard gets a shot at the side of the net. Men down, pucks behind the net. And the Kings draw even on the power play. So with 9:21 remaining, we're tied at 1. Onion back to Carroll. That shot by Fowler off the end boards and came through O'Leary's legs off the back. If that had bumped him, it would have been in the back of the net, but it didn't, so it's not. And offside. Bowditch got that one. Fiorenza with the goal. From Cruz. And Evans. Fiorenza from Cruz and Evans. Rideaus with the puck. Campbell looks up ice. Onion thought he had that beat out. And the face-off will be to the left of Spicer. Less than 9 minutes to play here in the third, unless we go to overtime. And Campbell gets the puck out of the danger zone. And now Vio behind Spicer. Vio to Campbell. Campbell through the middle. And now Picard bumped by Campbell. Puck comes towards the blue line. Evans throws it around the net. Vio ahead for Pelado. Pelado has Fowler. Oh, Onion didn't know he was there. And Peloso with a hand under the chin of Fowler. O'Leary covers up the puck. Draw scrambled, and the Kings get control. To the far side, Lang behind the net for Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy coming out of his own end. He flips it up through center. Touched up there by Carroll. And glove pass the call by Almeida. That'll be just outside the Rideaus zone. Draw one by Colley. Shaughnessy now goes cross ice. That shot knocked aside by Finn. And the puck comes around, out through the blue ice. Carroll legging it to center. Carroll hassled from behind by Colley. Sear bumps his man behind the net. On the far side, coming through center, off a skate. Carroll hard off the boards. Shaughnessy puts it in. Finn picks it up there. Finn around a man. And he gets it ahead to Sear. Sear gains the zone. Leonard's shot off a skate. Sear tips it to the corner. And now the Kings breaking out. Through center. Fiorenza, the goal scorer, his pass off a stick. Kennedy chips it into the corner. Kings with the puck. Back to the line it comes. Quick shot. Kicked aside by Spicer. That might have been wide. And now Campbell. So Kennedy trips up Campbell. So the Rideaus will have an opportunity on the power play. I believe it says 6:36 on the clock. Onion, Fowler, Morency, Pelado, and Vio to start the power play. Draw one by the Rideaus. Onion in the corner, trying to get it back for Morency. And Vio takes control at center ice. Ahead for Fowler. Fowler back to Vio. Vio puts it in for Fowler. Misses everybody. And the Kings relieve the pressure. Spicer stops it for Vio. Vio around the net. And he gets it across for Onion. Onion ahead for Morency. He leaves it for Fowler. Fowler with the puck on his stick. Around the net for Morency. Morency turns. He's hooked up and hauled down. No call. Oh, that's a terrible missed call there. And now the Rideaus gain the zone. Jackson with the puck. Jackson behind the net. He spins away from Peloso. He comes out, gets it to the blue ice. A rebound, another shot. Jackson being patient. Jackson still with the puck. Back to Vio. Vio walks in, leaves it back to Jackson. Back to Vio. His shot wide on the near side. Morency back to Jackson at the top. To Morency. He likes to shoot. Back to Jackson. And Jackson's shot right on. O'Leary with the save. 18 seconds remaining in the power play. 4:54 remaining in the period. Where's that? Sear on the draw, wins it, comes to Jackson. Jackson's shot. That went to McLean. McLean to Jackson. Jackson's shot. And now we'll come to O'Leary's left. Sear wins the draw again. It's tied up. And the Kings can't clear, but they will now. And that will do it for the power play. Carroll gets to center and throws it in. Morency and Leonard now on the forecheck. McLean gets it to center. Leonard tried to get it ahead. Now that's Colley on the backhand. Goes to the far side. Now Carroll gets it up the boards for below. And now Morency gets it up. Verch trying to get around his man. And the Kings push it ahead. Colley loses an edge, but keeps control of the puck. Colley pushed off the puck by Vio. Verch with room to skate, gets it ahead for Fowler. Fowler tips it in. That was high off the glass. And that should have been a glove pass, and it will be. .3:22 remaining in the game. Almeida having a discussion with Leonard. Peloso, who's good at the role of pest. And now Leonard with the puck on his stick. The Kings take over in their own end. Down the ice it goes, no icing. Well, Spicer had to play it anyway. Kennedy gloves that down. And Campbell's stick was glove pass. Glove pass, the call. So it's coming outside. Three minutes remaining in tonight's contest. Draw back to Campbell. Campbell hard around the boards. Sear now. Sear gets it ahead. Leonard chasing that down. Peloso. And the Kings get it around to Campbell. Campbell's shot tipped. And it went too high. And over the boards. 2:35 remaining. All tied at 1. Face off to the right of O'Leary. Draw won by the Rideaus. That pass over to Campbell. Off the stick of Picard. Campbell gets it back, but Jeanvaux gets there first. His shot off the side of the net. Jackson through the middle. Vio gloves that down. Sear now with the puck on his stick. Ahead for Leonard. Leonard knocks that out of the air. Sear and Leonard working together on the near boards. Jackson throws it up for Leonard. It's off his skate. And back in it comes. Carroll, the fresh legs out there. Carroll gets it ahead. Hop the stick of Leonard. And that won't, Picard picks up the bouncy puck. And the Kings throw it in deep. Carroll off the boards. And the Kings take out in their own end. And a miscue by the Kings. And now the Kings come back the other way. So a miscue there, off the post. The referee's not buying what that player was selling. In front, a bouncy puck out front. And now, Morency. 1-on-2, Morency. Below takes a whack in the back of the leg. Last minute to play. And Shaughnessy gets to center and throws it in. McLean around the boards. And Kings had to wait, so they didn't have too many men. And they had too many men now. But they're not going to make that call in a 1-1 tie in a Game 7. And that should be an icing. And it is with 32.5. $193 viewers at home. We're glad to bring this game to you from the Jack Chiron Arena. Card and Onion on the draw. Onion wins the draw. McLean leaves it for Vio. Vio ahead, and that'll be another icing with 21 seconds remaining. We'll do the same side, the left of Spicer. The draw gets through center. Pelado getting down the ice in a hurry. He tries to get Onion. It comes to, and hops the stick of Fowler. Now Vio across for Onion. He gives it to Pelado. Onion throws it at the net. O'Leary kicks it aside. And guess what, folks? We've got overtime. All season long, these two teams have been neck and neck. And who doesn't like overtime in a Game 7? It'll be 5-on-5. It's a shame that one of these teams will have to go home disappointed tonight. Colley and Jackson. Little fist bump before the face-off. And Peloso to his defensive partner. They throw it in. Vio corrals the bouncing puck. Vio off the boards for Leonard. Leonard gets it. Leonard hooked up from behind. Jackson crosses the line. Jackson behind the net. And it comes out to Sear to Leonard. Leonard shot off the shoulder of O'Leary. Back to the line, and the Kings relieve the pressure. On the far side, Patty Finn's clearing attempt off the boards. Now Vio ahead toward Leonard. Leonard around a man. Leonard across for Jackson. He knocks that out of the air. But the Kings, that's coming back up through center. Watch there by Carroll. Into the corner it goes. That's thrown across the ice. Virch's shin pads get in the way of that shot. And now Morency and below. Bowditch says offside. .850 remaining in the first overtime. The only other game in this series to go to overtime went to double overtime. Morency and Evans on the draw. The Kings come up with the puck. Evans pass to Shaughnessy. Now Shaughnessy legging it across center. Shaughnessy gets it in deep. McLean around looking for Below. Below caught from behind. And now Virch. Shaughnessy thought he had Virch lined up. Now Shaughnessy across the blue line. He drops to Evans. Evans throws it at the net. That goes by everybody into the corner. Below safely gets it to center. The Kings bringing it back in. Carroll behind the net. Carroll ahead to McLean. McLean off the boards for Leonard. Leonard's pass to Jackson. That's an offside. And the shot after the whistle. But again, that's not a call they're going to make in a Game 7 in overtime. Jackson and Colley in the face-off dot. Colley wins that draw. Peloso tips that in. Campbell, hard off the boards. Cruz got a stick on it. And Jackson can't clear the zone. Colley. That's knocked away by Campbell. Good defensive effort by Campbell there. Now Sear. Sear comes in, throws a low shot that O'Leary gloves. $7.50 remaining in the first overtime. Draw scrambled, and the Kings will take over behind their goaltender. Shaughnessy throws it up through center. Picard, his shot off Campbell and behind the net. Now Vio up for Leonard. Leonard looking pass. Back to Leonard. Shot. And gloved by O'Leary. We're up to 200 viewers at home. Glad you could join us. 208. We'll have more eyes than the Senators-Leafs game here shortly. And in the corner, Pelado bumped off the puck. Onion comes up with it. His pass off the back of the net. Pelado and Onion working together back there. That shot, a rebound. And O'Leary able to cover up. Fowler and Pelado both on the doorstep. O'Leary equal to the task. 213 viewers at home now. Onion on the draw against Colley. Onion pushes it ahead, and it's into the corner. They throw it to center, kept in by Vio. And now on the near side, Shaughnessy gets to center, and he'll throw it in. And Spicer covers up, and Lang snows the goalie. Again, that could be a penalty, but in the overtime of a game 7, they're not likely to call it. But Lang gets a talking to from Almeida. Morency wins the draw. Finn behind his net. Below on the far side. Now Morency looking ahead for Virch. Bobbled by the defenseman. Virch gets a stick on it, but they'll bring it around the near side. Carroll puts it back in, but it's offside, so the Rideaus had to clear. Peloso tries to get it deep, knocked out of the air by Finn. And now below for Virch. Virch lost the handle. Picard puts it to the corner. Virch trying to get around Picard. Now Cruz. The Kings coming out for long shot off the backboards. And now back to the line. That's off a couple of sticks, and below will clear. And now tipped in by Brown. Carroll leaves it for Leonard, who gives it to McLean, who goes across to Sear. Sear with the puck. Gets it. And McLean tips it just wide. McLean with the puck. It's at the side of the net. Leonard's hooked. Back to Vio. Vio shot off a shin pad, but he gets it to the corner. Sear now in the corner against 2 Kings. 3 Kings back there. Leonard on the forecheck now. And it comes through Picard and McLean. Picard on the backhand, stopped by Spicer. Less than 5 minutes to go in the first overtime. Still tied at 1. Draw, knocked to the corner by Vio. Sear on his knees, winning a battle. And to the corner, Vio going behind the net for Finn. Finn trying to get it ahead for Leonard. Leonard bumped, but Sear and Jackson. Sear around a man, trying to get the puck to the net any way he can. The Kings relieve the pressure to center. Patty Finn over the red and gets it deep. The forwards going off on a change. The Kings coming across their blue line. That's Shaughnessy. He gets it in deep. Spicer leaves that for Finn. Gets it around for Fowler. Fowler ahead to Onion. Onion shot off a leg. Comes out to Vio. And the Kings with another warning. Fiorenza knocking the stick out of the hand of Fowler after the whistle. Draw scrambled. Morency gets it behind the net. Caron tries to clear. It's off the official in the corner. Caron goes to the far side this time. That pass off a skate, but the Kings retain possession. Cruz, the big man, across the blue line. And the puck rolls to the corner. Into the corner it goes. Verch comes out with the puck. Verch with some room to skate, but he puts it ahead to Braden Below. Below across the blue line. He'll throw it towards the net. Goes off the back boards and hops out the other side. Peloso, no ice, say the linesman. The Kings bench wanting an icing call. And it goes to the far side. It looked like Jean Vaux. And into the near corner. Onion comes up with the puck. It's rolling on him, but he settles it down. Onion loses the puck. And the Kings coming back. Colley's shot into the glove of Spicer. .245 remaining. We're over 225 viewers now. Evans on the draw against Onion. And it comes back to Shaughnessy. He goes D to D, but it's outside the blue line. So they'll dump in, but they'll have to vacate. Campbell now. Campbell to Onion, to Fowler. Fowler's pass back. Pelado gets a hold of it. Pelado spins at center. He cuts across the blue line. And the Kings turn it back. Onion now kicks it ahead to the stick. He puts it in. Shaughnessy, D to D pass. And the Kings flip it in. It bounces. But Vio in control over to Fowler. Fowler around a man. Fowler can shoot. And Onion knocked to the ice. In the corner, Pelado with two Kings. And Shaughnessy still with the puck. Fowler on, that's Pelado on him. And now the Kings break out. Pelado going off on a change. Evans throws it in deep. Spicer stops it. Finn with some room to skate. Finn around two and toe. No call. Jackson with the puck. His shot off a stick and into the mesh. The Rideaus fans wanting a penalty there, but they won't get one. Not sure what happened there. Why McLean was coming out so late. And now Brown. Gets a head glove there by Carroll. That dump in off his shin pad. Hurdle bodied by Carroll. Hurdle still with the puck. Watched by Sear and Carroll. And now Leonard. Leonard throws it up through the middle, but it's knocked down by Kennedy. Peloso puts it in deep. McLean around for Sear. He chips it by a man. And the Kings throw it in. McLean. McLean makes a smart play. Goes up the far side. Back to Sear. That's off the stick of Jackson. And now the Kings. Brown to Colley. Colley can't get by Sear. And now Jackson gets it deep. Peloso on him. Leonard behind the net with Below. Below back to the line to Vio. Vio fans on the shot, but Below comes up with the puck. Below back to Vio. Vio to McLean, the one-timer. It bounces. And O'Leary, the save. Morency on the draw against Colley. With 14.5 seconds remaining. Draw scrambled. And the Kings come up with it, but McLean keeps it in. McLean fans on the shot, but gets it back. He throws it at the net. A block shot. And that'll do it for the first overtime. And we'll see you back here in 10 minutes. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? Welcome back to the Jack for the second overtime. So again, during the regular season, 2 overtime wins by Kanata, 1 tie, and 1 win in regulation by the Rideaus. In the playoffs, 3 wins by the Rideaus, 3 wins by the Kings, 1 in double overtime. And now here we are, Game 7 for all the lobster in the lake. Morin ready to drop the puck. And the Kings get control. Carroll backhands it ahead. That's over the stick of Vio, so no icing. And around it comes. Wet ice here. Hopefully that doesn't play a part in any deciding goal. Sear gets it deep. O'Leary out to play. On the far side, Sear leaves it for McLean. McLean throws it on net. Sear taking some abuse in the corner. Jackson behind the net for McLean. McLean ahead for Leonard. Now Evans throws it into the bench. Face off to the left of O'Leary. Morency on the draw against. Morency wins the draw. Carroll's shot off a body in front. The diving Peck with the double pad stack. Virch keeps it in. Now Carroll off the boards. Virch on the forecheck. Off the glass go the Kings. Colley coming across the blue line. Colley in the corner. He tries to cycle. Below gets it ahead. Peck with the long shot. That was offside. And now McLean. McLean throws it up the middle. Picked off there by Lang. McLean again, this time to Below. The easy play off the boards. And that'll be offside. Face off just outside the Kanata Kings line. All knotted at 1 here in the 5th period. Offside again. And Fiorenza throws it cross ice. Carroll watches his man. McLean around the boards. And the Kings get it across the line, and Peck throws it in. Now McLean to Pelado. Pelado still with the puck. He's hooked up. And back come the Kings on the backhand. Knocked away by McLean. Thrown out front. Spicer makes the save. And now Fowler ahead to Onion. Onion shot into the glove of O'Leary. He had Fowler on the doorstep. 17:50 remaining here in the 5th. We're taking the 5th tonight. Are you not entertained? Sear on the draw. And the Rideaus get control. That shot off a Kings player into the corner. And the bouncy puck comes back to center. Vio throws it in. Sear on the forecheck. Sorry, that's Jackson. Sear had to clear the zone. And the long stretch pass, and that should be icing. But it's not. Now, Leonard gets it deep. O'Leary out to stop that up. To the far side it goes. Campbell collides with Peloso. And that's off Jean Vaughan into the bench. Not too much work for the officials tonight. 2 goals and 3 penalties. Morency wins the draw back. Carroll puts it in deep. On the near boards, below. Finn keeps it in, but off the shin pads of Lang. Morency still with the puck. Off the boards. In deep. Carroll on the forecheck. And now the Kings get it to neutral ice, but Below puts it back in. Bowditch said he didn't wait long enough, so they had to clear the zone again. Peck now across the blue line. Peck to the far corner. He throws it past everyone. And not sure if that was a shot off the end boards, and no icing as it went through the legs of the Shaughnessy and Morency collide, and the whistles are away. That's Caron behind his netminder. Out to Hurdle. Hurdle across to Cruz. Cruz across the blue line. And Vio knocks the puck away from him. Pelado and Fowler. Pelado's shot off the stick of Caron and over the glass. 15-15 in the 5th here at the Jack. Every whistle an important whistle, every change needs to be precise. Sear pushes the puck ahead on Evans. And now on the far side, Vio on his backhand, gets it back to the corner. That hops the stick of Jackson. And the Kings coming out. Sear turns that back. Caron behind O'Leary. Caron ahead to Jean Vaux. McLean to Vio. Vio ahead for Leonard. Leonard with Sear and Jackson. He's looking for Jackson. That was intercepted by Picard. Evans, his shot in the mask of Spicer. Line changes for both teams. Morency on the draw against Levchenko. And below and Verch. Offside, says Bowditch. That was close. And the Rideaus win the draw. Finn to Carroll. Carroll's shot, high and wide. Morency into the corner for Below. It hops his stick And now coming up the far side, Shaughnessy throws it up through center. Finn back. Finn D-to-D pass to Carroll. Carroll's pass too far for below, and that'll be an icing call. "265 viewers at home. Getting a much better game here than they had at the Canadian Tire Center, where the Senators beat the Leafs. Cruz's fans on the shot. Goes to the far side. That shot gloved by Spicer. Now we're up to 268. There's a contingent here from the Van Cleek Hill Cougars, looking to see who their next opponent will be. Kings throw it into the corner. Carroll out-muscled. Back to the line it comes, but Jackson intercepts that pass. Jackson couldn't get around the linesman. Sear comes out with the puck. Back to Finn. Finn ahead for Jackson. No, says Morin, no icing. And on the far side, Cruz. Cruz fans again. And he hits the linesman on the way in. Jackson with the puck. The Kings are changing. Jackson ahead to Leonard. Leonard back to Jackson. Back to Leonard. He shoots. Knuckle puck into the midsection of O'Leary. $13-11 remaining here in the fifth period. Onion on the draw. And Onion comes out the puck to Fowler. Fowler's shot. Loose puck in the danger zone. Pelado leaves it in the corner. Fowler after it. That hops a couple of sticks. Pelado whacks it, but it's off a body. Cross to Onion. Onion waits for his line mates to clear the zone. Pelado on Peck. Around the glass, it's kept in by Vio. Off the boards, Evans with Campbell. Evans to the trailer. And a block shot by Vio. Out to Peck. Peck shot into the corner. And that went high through the air. So the Rideaus come close at one end. The Kings come close at the other. But with 12:25 remaining, we're still tied at 1. Morency on the draw. Gets back to Fiorenza, back to Peck. Peck shoots. Put to the corner by Spicer. Back to the line to Peck. His shot off a body. And then maybe another body. Carroll off the glass. Below off the boards. Shaughnessy behind his own netminder. Virch is on him. To the corner. Morency tied up there. Below knocked down. Coming back are the Kings. Carroll touches his man. 2 Kings in the corner. Smart play by McLean there to get it ahead to Below. Below has it knocked off his stick, and the Kings are coming back. That's Colley. Colley can't get by McLean. And now Morency. Off a skate. He needed another stride to avoid the icing. Spicer out of his net. He knocks it away for Vio. Vio tips it to the corner for Morency. Morency wasn't on the same page. And McLean stops that one. And that bouncy puck kept in at the line. Into the corner. McLean, steady. And that went off. No icing. The goaltender, O'Leary, came out to play the puck. That negated the icing. So, of course, the Kings don't like that call. And now Leonard turns it over, looks for Sear. Sear for Jackson, tipped. And O'Leary with the save. Negated the icing call. Kings coming with fresh legs. Merkley elects to keep his line out there. Draw one by the Kings. And they come up ice. No icing, says the linesman. Picard had a chance at the puck in the corner. It hopped the stick. Picard throwing it at the net. Now Leonard coming cross ice. Finn still with the puck to Sear. Sear looking for Jackson. And now Leonard on the forecheck. And that would be an icing were it not on net. And again, the Kings player coming through the blue ice when there's no need to. If that's Lang, he's already been warned a number of times. 336 viewers. Onion on the draw against the Kings center. Can't see his number or his name. And that shot steered aside by Spicer. And that went through everybody. Bowditch says Caron had a chance at it. Icing called. Every call questioned by players and benches and crowd alike. Onion pushes forward, takes a shot towards the net. He was off balance. And his centering pass intercepted by Hurdle. Brown throws it to the corner. They're not buying. Now Carroll gets it into the corner. Onion looking for Fowler. And Vio waiting for Carroll to be fully off the ice. Pelado didn't get a hold of that puck. And that's thrown out front. Fowler off the boards. Nearly a too many players there. Off a glove of a Kanata player. So it'll come back one zone. .8:34 remaining here in the fifth period. Still tied at 1. And now Vio across the blue. His shot into the body of Peck. Bouncy puck into the corner below. Looking. And Campbell, first man back. He goes off the boards, but it's picked up there by Colley, who throws it across ice. Gets back to the line. And right into the midsection of Ben Spicer. Somebody dial 811. There's 8 minutes, 11 seconds remaining here at the Jack Chiron Arena. Evans against Morency. And the Kings win that draw. Carroll in the corner. Carroll legging it up over center. Carroll throws it at the net. Knocked to the corner by O'Leary. Another shot off the defenseman into the corner. That's Peck. Peck, D-to-D pass. They look up ice, and that's tipped by Picard. So no icing there. Picard, watched by Carroll. The puck gets to the line, a high shot. Caron on the near side. Knocked away by Finn. Jean Vaux's shot through a crowd. Gloved by Spicer. .724. We've had 82 minutes and 36 seconds of hockey so far tonight. Draw one back to Caron. His shot well wide. Leonard on the far side. He was looking for Sear. Sear had to come back and make sure he wasn't offside. The Kings get control. They'll throw it up to McLean. McLean puts it back to Jackson. Jackson across center, and he'll get it deep. Peloso around the far side, and Leonard keeps it in. McLean tries to get it deep, but the Kings will send that down the ice for an icing. Face off to O'Leary's right. Sear and Colley battle in the face-off dot. Leonard gets it back to Vio. Vio's shot gobbled up by O'Leary. The Kings make changes. Morin wants to try that again. Sear wins the draw. Leonard holds. He shoots high. Kept in at the line by McLean. The second effort. Vio, the last man back. He puts it ahead. That's tipped by Jackson. And O'Leary out to play the puck. Rideaus make changes this time. Evans and Onion on the draw. Comes back to the line, kept in by Vio. Fowler's shot off the side of the net. Back to Vio. He gets it towards the net. Blocked by the defenseman. Pelado on the forecheck. That's coughed up. Fowler trying to keep it deep. Now Pelado gets to center. Onion back to help out his D. And shot well wide of the net. Pelado turns to go. Pelado with Fowler. Gets to the line, kept in by Onion. And that's off the body of Picard. Vio gets it back to center ice. And Spicer stops it up for Finn. Finn now looking for Pelado and Onion. That bounced. And now Onion across the blue line. Fowler taken down at center ice by Kennedy. Pelodeau gets it deep. Around the far side, Carroll pinching in. Onion behind the net. Out front, Fowler shoots, rebound. And the Kings will clear. Carroll off the boards. And Carroll looking for the icing, but not going to get it. Fiorenza now. Ahead to Hurdle. Hurdle through center. His pass. Thrown in behind. Oh. And a high hit. Now Below coming down the ice. Below's shot. Rebound to the corner. Morency still with the puck. He turns back. Finn slow to get up after that hit. Morency behind the net. Out front, and Virch went for the one-timer. Now Below leaves the puck for Morency. Virch's shot behind the net. Carroll, he gets a shot. That's off a shin pad. Carroll gets another chance. He throws it to the corner. Now Carroll coming out of his end. And it comes back to Vio. Vio trying to get it ahead to McLean. McLean battling. Jackson trying to get around his man. Colley now throws it to the corner. Vio gets there first. Cruz keeps it in. Cruz to the defenseman. That shot off the end boards. Comes out front. Sear gets it ahead for Leonard. Leonard 1-on-2. Leonard waits for help. He tries to get across to Jackson. It's off a skate. Behind the net, it's off Sear. Sear didn't see it coming. And now Jackson. Calm, cool, collected. Jackson. His shot off the post. And now back come the Kings. Cruz 1-on-2. Cruz tries the toe drag. And Vio comes up with the puck. Ahead to Sear. Sear ahead to Onion. Onion past Peck. Looking to pass it through center. Onion in the grasp. Onion and Sear. And now the Kings off the boards. No icing, says the linesman. And Evans beats McLean to the puck. But it's knocked away by Spicer. Jean Vaux now. On the far side, it's Fowler. Fowler tried to get it to Pelodeau. Jean Vaux. Now Fowler. Fowler with some room to skate. Fowler ahead to Onion. Onion sauces it ahead for Pelodeau. He's tied up and taken into the boards. On the near side, McLean and Onion. That's offside. There's all sorts of linesmen out there now. I believe the clock says 1:59 remaining. And that draw comes all the way back to O'Leary. He stops it up for his defenseman. Kings off the glass, gloved there by Morency. Below and Morency. Morency over to Virch. Virch doesn't get a lot on that shot, but Morency to Vio. He fans on the shot. Vio gloves that pass down. Up to Morency. Morency throws it through. Below gets it. Below still with the puck. Below back up there by Morency. Off the arm of O'Leary. Here comes Brown. Brown all alone. His line mates going off for a change. And now Braden Below. The puck on his stick. Throws it across. O'Shaughnessy now. O'Shaughnessy in the corner. O'Shaughnessy watched by Leonard. And they flick it up to center. Sear can't get it deep. Colley and Cruz coming in on Vio. Now Sear with the puck. Looks ahead for Leonard. No icing. Fresh legs out for the Westport D. No icing. Across it goes. Lang on the far side. He's rubbed out by Carroll. McLean to Sear. Sear ahead for Pelado. Pelado around a man. And he's and Almeida makes the tripping call. Peck not happy with the call. .2 seconds remaining here in the second overtime. The Rideaus take their timeout with 4.2 remaining. So only the fourth penalty called all game. In 89 minutes and 55.8 seconds of hockey. The draw important here. Draw one, Morency's shot. I'll let the crowd do the talking. So the Rideaus know how the Kings feel. Last year in the semifinal against Van Cleek Hill, after playing their hearts out on the road, they came home and lost Game 7 in Westport. Similar story here tonight. The Kings forcing the Game 7 on the road and then losing at home here in double overtime. Morency with the game winner. The Kings, the old Almont team. I'm not sure there's many players remaining from that organization. The first season as the Kings, making it to double overtime of Game 7. And now the Rideaus will be on the road to Van Cleek Hill next weekend. The Kings showing class in defeat. A chippy series at times. And listen to that crowd. So as time expired, Morency on the power play puts the Rideaus in the final against Van Cleek Hill. So, from the Jack, here in Kanata, that's all tonight for Phil and Tim on the road. We'll see you next week. Good night.